everyone. Welcome to the Raven Rabbit Wellness Studio podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Jackie Cope, and I'm here to talk to you about all things life, healing, and happiness with the spiritual indigenous approach. Enjoy the episode. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Raven Rabbit Wellness Studio podcast. I'm coming to you from Anza, California, here at the Wellness Studio. It's been a while since I recorded a podcast. It took a little break there. I'm so excited tonight to talk about goal setting and visualization. This is something that I go over in my life coaching group that I think is just so important to our day-to-day life. So before we get started in our goal setting and visualization techniques, I'd like to do an invocation. Dear Creator, may I be a channel of divine presence, words, and healing as we enter into this next episode of the podcast. May I bring light, love, and happiness with me, and only light and divine can be with me in here in our podcast. And so it is. So thank you everybody who's been tuning in. I've been getting some feedback on my first few episodes here. This is episode 12 now, and it's just really good to hear encouraging words and hear that what I'm sharing is resonating with you guys who are listening. So thank you so much. Tonight is about goal setting, and I didn't want to just talk about goal setting because I think that the visualization technique can be really strong in manifesting your goals. So they go together. So for me at Raven Rabbit, I believe in the power of affirmations. I've gone over this so many times. You will be receiving some quality affirmations in this goal setting podcast tonight. Goal setting affirmations can help you stay focused, motivated, and align you to your aspirations. Affirmations can reinforce your commitment to achieving your objectives and remind you of your capabilities. Here are some empowering goal setting affirmations that we're going to be going over tonight. For affirmation work, I want you to get grounded wherever you're at right now. You could be driving, sitting, listening. Just get grounded. Align your Earth Star chakra underneath you. Get centered to Mother Earth. Take a few deep breaths in and out. Drop your shoulders. Get in tune with yourself. Another deep breath in and out. And here's some affirmations. You can repeat them in your head. You can just let them wash over you. You can just listen to them. I am worthy of setting and achieving my goals. I have the power to turn my dreams into reality. I am laser focused on my goals, and distractions have no power over me. Each day I take decisive steps towards my goals. I believe in myself and my ability to overcome any obstacle in my path. I am persistent and resilient in pursuing my goals. My goals are achievable, and I have all the resources I need to succeed. I visualize my success and manifest it into my life. I am open to new opportunities that align with my goals. I trust the process and remain patient as I work towards my goals. I welcome challenges as opportunities for growth and learning. I attract the right people and support to help me achieve my goals. I release self-doubt and embrace an unwavering confidence in my abilities. I am the architect of my destiny, and my goals are the blueprints. My goals are not just dreams, they are my destiny in the making. So remember, use those affirmations, listen to that over again, personalize them to suit you and the specific goals and desires that you have. Say them with conviction and repetition. and you will build a positive mindset that propels you towards achieving your goals with enthusiasm and determination. Now, affirmations are not the end all be all, but they are a major key factor in how you go about your work. Saying these things are not just going to magically make everything fall into place, but once you start believing in these words and believing in yourself, and I like the one that says that I take decisive steps. When you start taking those decisive steps, things are going to start falling into place in your goals. You can write down your goals on a sticky note, put them up, index card, in your journal. Write down these affirmations, because the more you say them, the more they become ingrained in us, and we vibrate that out into the universe, and it goes deeply into our subconscious. So, setting your goals is an essential part of personal growth. I don't know about you all, but I love self-help. That's been one of my favorite genres since I was a young girl and I started reading Dr. Laura. It's just always been something that I truly love. And so a lot of self-help will go over the importance of setting goals. So the reason goals are important is, first, it gives us clarity and focus. When we wake up in the morning and we are reminded of our goal because it's posted where we can see it in our room, we have clarity that day. We have a focus that day. When you set specific and meaningful goals, you gain a clear vision of what you want to achieve. This clarity helps you stay focused on what matters most and prevents you from being distracted by irrelevant and unimportant tasks. With well-defined goals, you can prioritize your actions and make progress towards your desired outcomes. I have made lofty goals in my entire life. I've always had that drive. It probably comes from the amount of self-help I read as a young girl. It's just ingrained in me to set these lofty goals, and that's why I wanted to bring up visualization tonight, because I'm really good at visualizing and then setting SMART goals, because that's what this is going to boil down to. My business degree and my business management side is going to shine in this one. I know I'm usually all about spirituality, but there's also a systematic part of me that likes that structure, and SMART goals really help with that structure. So I was talking about why goals are important, and I went over it gives you clarity and focus. Next, it gives you motivation and drive, and I was kind of getting into that. When you wake up in the morning, you know what you want to achieve. It's a powerful motivator to remind you of your purpose. When you set ambitious yet achievable goals, they inspire you to take action and work diligently to achieve them. The pursuit of goals provides a sense of purpose and excitement, igniting your passion and determination to overcome challenges and obstacles along the way. So, when I was really young, I would say one of my first ambitious goals was running for senior class president. That was a lofty goal. I had to campaign and get votes, and then I actually had to do the job of planning and prepping all the senior year activities. That was a very lofty goal. It was my first one. That was really big, and I really felt accomplished in that. I was determined every day of senior year to go and get that job done. The next big goal I worked on was going to college and achieving that and getting my business degree. That was a lofty goal. And while I was in business school, things took a turn of events and I changed my mind. I didn't change my major. I finished out my degree and I pursued education to become a teacher. After finishing my degree, I went and got my credential and my master's in education. So a lot of my goals have been very academic. I also set personal goals. I've had workout, fitness goals, mental health goals in my life. I've had art goals, like I'll start visualizing a painting and seeing it and making it in my mind. So also art goals and jewelry, because I'm a crafter. So all of those start with a visualization and idea and manifest into my goal. The other third reason that goals are really important is it's a measure of success. Because now that when I look back at all these really cool goals I've accomplished, it really brings me fulfillment and success. Like, wow, I really did all of those things. A lot of those things I tend to forget. I don't reflect on a lot because I'm always looking forward and I'm trying to fulfill my next goal. So goals provide a measurable standard for success. They allow you to track your progress and evaluate your performance objectively. Having specific benchmarks and deadlines help you gauge how far you've come and what adjustments you're going to need along the way. So overall, setting goals empowers you to create a roadmap for your life. And I was a big fan too of Rachel Hollis in her self-help books. And she talks about that roadmap and has a little visual in her book. So having a roadmap for your life is really important because that breaks it down. Basically what she was explaining in that book, SMART goals. So SMART goals are specific, measurable, attainable, R's going away from me right now, and timely. Sorry about that. And R is relevant. So that's what a SMART goal is. I go over a lot of that in my action plan section of my life coaching. But before we get to deep goal setting or action plans, this is kind of a broader subject of what are goals and why are they important and where do they come from? How do we find a goal? So for me, it comes from visualization. Visualization is a powerful technique that can help you manifest your goals and desires. Visualizations can be a skill that takes time to develop, so don't be hard on yourself. If it's your first time visualizing, or if you're still new to visualizing, maybe visualizing is something you've done since you were a kid. In that case, let's just redefine your visualization techniques to manifest your ultimate desires. I have affirmations for visualizations as well to start getting those flowing and coming to you and supporting them. So again, let's go through some affirmations. I want you to get grounded wherever you are. Call that Earth Star chakra back underneath you. Feel your chakras align all the way up through your spine, through your crown. Take a nice deep breath. Then we're going to work on visualization affirmations. I visualize my dreams with clarity and precision, bringing them closer to reality. As I visualize my goals, I can feel the excitement and joy of their achievement. My mind is a canvas, and I paint my future with vibrant and positive images. Each day, my visualization practice becomes more natural and effortless. I see myself achieving my goals, and this fuels my motivation and determination. The power of visualization activates the law of attraction, drawing my desires towards me. I am a master of visualization, and I create the life I want in my mind's eye. As I visualize success, I cultivate the belief that I am capable of achieving it. The more I visualize my goals, the clearer the path to their attainment becomes. I immerse myself in the emotions of success, and I visualize my dreams unfolding. Visualization enhances my focus and amplifies my ability to take inspired action. I trust in the process of visualization, knowing that I will manifest my desires in perfect timing. My visualization practice rewires my subconscious mind for success and abundance. The images I create in my mind's eye have the power to shape my reality. I combine gratitude with visualization, knowing that my desires are already on their way to me. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Combining these affirmations with a regular visualization exercise can supercharge your manifestations and your goals. The more you immerse yourself in those positive emotions of achieving your goals through visualization, the more likely you are to attract the opportunities and circumstances that lead you to success. You've got to stay consistent, you have to be patient, and you'll find that your dreams can become a reality through visualization. So some things I've visualized for myself, and remember, we got to think about those SMART goals. What's measurable and attainable. So once I was in college, I was working at the daycare and I really loved it, and I could just see myself in my head being a teacher. It was something I could see so clearly, and it was a matter of making those decisive steps every day of how I was going to get there. And I knew I didn't want to student teach, because student teaching, if you don't know anything about education, requires you to teach in a classroom underneath a master teacher for no pay. And I was a young girl. I was 21 years old and not able to afford that. So I was manifesting a private school job, because you don't have to have a credential necessarily to work at all private schools. And the opportunity came. I found one. It was all just so meant to be and aligned, and I had this cute little classroom like I had visualized in my head, and I was off and teaching at 21 years old. So it was really crazy to see that all unfold and come together. It really was visualization and goal setting at its finest. I built my own house with my then husband. That took a lot of visualization. When you take on such a big project, such as even remodeling a room, let alone building a whole house, you have to be able to see the end product in your head and remember what you're working for every single day. Because if not, it's easy to be like, this is too hard, this is too much work, I'm exhausted. Building a house, I was physically exhausted every day, on top of going to work full time. But I knew if I kept that picture in my head of what that house was going to be like, what it would feel like, how it would feel to be in my own home by 27, it just felt amazing, and I never let go of that feeling. And that's what saw me through all of that. In my life coaching class, I go over a short visualization meditation, and I've talked about meditation on this podcast before too. It's very important to be meditating, and you can give yourself open rein with your third eye to start having some visualizations come to you, because maybe you're not like me. Maybe it's not something that really just dropped in, like, yeah, I want to be a teacher, I'm going to build this house. Maybe they're not things like that coming to you. Maybe you have no idea, like, I don't know what I want to do for a career, I'm not sure if I want kids or a partner, or if I want to travel. Maybe you don't know what you want yet, which is totally fine. That's where meditation and affirmations can come into play, because your visualization can be anything. It is your life, your desires, it's what you're manifesting. I had one client really working on manifesting a calm home. That's what she wanted. And so working on that, on these techniques to get that calm home, we made some attainable goals for her. We talked about things she could do that were calm activities at night with the kids. Visualization can be small goals such as those. I've been having visualization work with my current home, how I want it organized, how I want it to look, how I want it to feel. Those are all very important visualizations, because that's how you're going to live your day every day. I have a lot of career visualizations because I'm very ambitious. Like, I have a very big ambitious plan for Raven Rabbit and what I do here with my work. I have a large, lofty vision of a holistic approach to life healing and happiness. So those are all factors I want to hit on throughout all of my work. How to have an abundant, prosperous life, how to heal and do our healing work, and how to attain true happiness. So those are large visualizations. Either way, I think visualizations, whether they're small or large, are very important. I want you to take a moment to close your eyes and visualize yourself achieving one of your goals. What does it look like? What does it feel like? Who's there with you? All of those things you can start visualizing now and imagining, and you can start slowly forming your ideas. And once you start seeing that visualization in your head of what that's like, you can then start goal setting and getting down into the dirty work of what it's really going to take to get there. Like I said, I've set really large goals with academics. So when it came to setting my academic goals, I was very strategic and very planned. I made sure I had the supplies that I needed. I had notebooks. I would write study plans. I would write reading plans because you have to read a lot of material. And I would stick to them. I'm still doing that now. I'm currently in school for my master's in metaphysics. And same thing, I've got my list of books I need to be reading, how many chapters, they're called modules, how many modules I'm reading and answering questions. I keep that all tracked and logged. And so I know I can make it to my goal by a certain point roughly. I never hold myself too hostage to those things because life happens. But I plan in a perfect world, okay, if I do 1 or 2 a week of my modules, that'll keep me on a good pace. It's okay if something major comes up, understandable, things get shift, but I don't fall out of the habit or routine. I make sure I keep going. With my master's, it's been a little bit harder to plan because I've been having to read more books as opposed to articles. So the reading aspect to my thesis has been a little bit longer than I anticipated, and that's okay. But I set those goals and I hold myself to them. I had set a goal when I went for my bachelor's in metaphysics to complete it within 6 months, maybe a little bit more, because things do happen. But I roughly got in around 7 months I had finished, so I was really happy. So I've been working on my master's now since July. I gave myself a little break. I picked it up early in August, and I've been plugging along with that. I set a lot of goals that are simplistic for my life as well, like fitness, like I brought up. I do a lot of yoga goals, wanting to work on a certain pose. I don't have the maximum amount of flexibility that you would expect from a yoga instructor. It's something I actively work towards. And so I've had poses like camel pose, when you put your hands on your heels and you're arching your back. That took a lot of work for me to get to that point. And I set it in small, achievable, measurable goals, doing one hand at a time, switching, leaning my way back a little bit further. So there are ways to also set goals like that as well. I'd really love to hear some of your goals. If this work is really difficult for you or you really need some guidance, I'm available for life coaching. I love setting goals. I love visualizing, and I love creating action plans. So if this is something that interests you in doing, go to my website, reach out to me, subscribe to my email list so you know what's going on, and start thinking about your goals and what you want to do and what you want to achieve. You do deserve that time. You do deserve self-reflection, self-care, self-motivation. You deserve to do all of those things for yourself. And don't let anyone let you think any different. You can have desires and goals for yourself, and you have time to work on them. Thank you so much for listening to my podcast. Please subscribe to the podcast, interact, comment, answer the questions I have. I think this week's question will be about what kind of goals do you have, or how do you struggle with goal setting. So be on the lookout for that as well. And thank you so much for being a listener. If this podcast helped you out in any way, you got a good story out of it, you enjoyed it, it maybe enlightened your day, please share this podcast on any social media you have. Let your friends know about it, your families know about it. That is the best way to thank a podcaster and small business owner. Share away.